Hi guys! This is going to be my 24-week update. So I am officially 6 months. Wow, time is flying. I'm going to try to keep this really short because my last video was extremely long and I apologize for that. So I'm not going to do any reviews. I'm just going to talk about the baby and the symptoms, how my doctor's appointment was for the 24-week checkup, and just kind of some miscellaneous stuff after that. And then the measurements will be at the end. So as always, if you just want to see the measurements and how big my stomach is, then just go to the end of the video, like last minute or two, and you should see it. So the baby this week is 8.5 inches long from crown to rump. So last week was 8 inches. This week is 8.5. Ooh, I can like almost cradle her. She's 1.5 pounds. Sorry, my eye itches. She's 1.5 pounds. She's supposed to gain, I think it said 6 ounces every week from now on out. Which is crazy to me. And the only other real thing it really mentioned anywhere when I was reading was, my cat's trying to get my attention here. Kiki, say hi. She's crazy. You stay. So the only thing that any of my books talked about was really the hearing of the baby. She's starting to be more receptive to loud noises, and you might notice some kicking and stuff like that. So, and I do. If I'm walking around a lot or talking a lot, she'll go to sleep. I curl up in a little ball on one side of my stomach, and if I'm just quiet for a while, or after I eat especially, she is a hyper little bug. So I can definitely tell that that symptom. So as far as my symptoms go, sometimes I get this like really, if I lay on my side for too long, I get this really strange like stretching feeling on the inside. I don't know how to describe it, but it's kind of painful. I mean, it almost sounds like, from what I can read, the round ligament pain, but it really is only if I lay on my side for an extended amount of time. If I put like, and it doesn't help to like have a pillow or anything under there. So I sleep a lot on my back because it's what's most comfortable, and I know you're not supposed to do that, but if I lay on my side, it gets really, really uncomfortable. I get occasional hiccups, like it's really weird. They're 1 or 2 at a time, and then they're done. And it happens a few times a day, usually right when I wake up, and then right before bed, and that's kind of it. But it's really random. It's just like 1 or 2, and then I'm done. I'm still gassy. Don't think that's ever going to go away. It's going to be strange not having gas after she's born. Oh, the biggest thing that came back this week is peeing a lot. Like, I am constantly in the bathroom again, and I don't understand why. I don't have a bladder infection or anything. I talked to my doctor this week, but I am peeing like as bad as I was in the first trimester. I'm getting up 3 or 4 times a night, and during the daytime, it's like, and it's not much. It's like I get the urge to pee, and then I go and I pee like 2 tablespoons, like barely. So yeah, that's been kind of frustrating. I thought that was gone. My mouth is really, really dry, and I had a dentist appointment today, and my gums are like extremely swollen, and I have been flossing 2 to 3 times a day, and I have a Sonicare toothbrush where I use it twice a day, and I use mouthwash, and it's just not helping, and they said that that's pretty common for pregnancy, so it was frustrating because my mouth was just bleeding like crazy when they were in there cleaning, and it was so sore. But like I said, they said it was pretty common, so I'm not too worried about it. Oh, the last thing is, so last week we went to New York City, and it was so much fun. If you've never been, it's definitely worth a vacation. It takes like 4 days to do just the bare minimum tourist stuff, so just as an FYI. But we walked a lot. Like one day we walked well, just one segment alone was 7.5 miles. So that full day, we probably walked a good 10 to 12 miles. It was ridiculous. And I got back Saturday, so the flights were 4 hours each, 4 hours there, and then it was 4.5 back, because it always takes longer when you're going against the jet stream. So my ankles were so swollen. So if you can get compression socks before you go on a long flight, so worth it. I'm going to try them out this week, and I will let you guys know if it makes it any better. I mean, granted, my flight's only going to be an hour and a half, but it can't be any more painful than it was for the 4 hours. Oh, and this woman was sitting behind me with this 3-year-old, and he's like, I'm so uncomfortable anyway. My stomach's in pain. My feet are swelling, and the plane hasn't even taken off, and I'm already feeling this discomfort. And so I asked the flight attendant, I'm like, I love kids. I'm pregnant. I don't want to be, rude, but is there any way I can find, my boyfriend and I can find a different seat, because I can't sit with a kid kicking my seat the entire time. And the mom was like, oh, well, you should just get used to it if you're going to have kids. I'm like, I'm pregnant and hormonal and I'm uncomfortable. Would you just leave me alone? She was like, oh my gosh. So, yeah, I'm sure it was quite a sight to see, but I was like, I'm not going to sit here for 4.5 hours and be in pain already by my own pregnancy, then have your kid also kick the back of my seat. So, yeah, that was interesting, but yeah. And I offered to let the child sit in my lap and then kick her seat the whole time, and she didn't really want to take that offer, so I don't understand why not. I thought it was fair. So yeah, that's pretty much it for symptoms. My doctor's appointment was last night. I love my doctor. Gets me in and out. Tells me, they know right away whether or not I'm doing okay or not. Check my pee, check my weight. My weight's doing really well. They said I'm right on track. I feel like I don't feel like I'm gaining the weight that I'm supposed to be, but I guess I am. I'm up 15 pounds this week. So I'm actually up 3 pounds from last week, which I'm going to blame that on all the New York City food. And then we have Thanksgiving this week, so it's probably going to be another 3 pounds, but that's fine. I felt like I was kind of behind anyway. They measured my stomach actually this time. There's my other cat. They're brats. They measured my stomach this time. They haven't been doing that. They said they don't usually start until 20 weeks. They took the heartbeat. She is such a mover. He would find the heartbeat, and then within like 2 seconds she would flip, and he'd have to go and like find the heartbeat again. And he's like, man, does she move around this much? I'm like, yeah. I hope she's not this active when she's born, because it's a lot of movement. And I've been feeling it. I thought I was feeling it around 14, 15, 16 weeks, and at first I was like, nah, I'm just gassy, but now that I can actually feel how much she's moving, I'm pretty sure that that's what I was feeling, so yeah. And then the only other change with my doctor is now I go every 3 weeks instead of every 4 weeks, and the next appointment they're going to do the glucose test, so everything's all good. They said my weight gain's fine, and I feel really small. Every person that I've told that I'm pregnant and they ask how far along I am, I'm like, oh, I'm 6 months, 24 weeks. They're like, no way, you're so tiny. I'm like, thanks, I guess. I don't know if that's a good thing that you're saying that. So yeah, if you tell a pregnant woman she's tiny, it's probably not the best thing to do. I don't know. It just seems weird. Last week we chose a daycare. We finalized one, got our reservation in, put our down payment down, and whatnot. If you know your due date, go find a daycare like as soon as you know, because it was ridiculous. These places couldn't even get us in until June for an infant, and it was the place that we ended up choosing was the one that had the 5 spots open for the next year, and just kind of as some advice, go with a list of questions. A couple of the good ones that I asked were, what's the ratio for teacher to babies? And this place was 1 to 3. State law is 1 to 5 here. which I feel like is kind of a high ratio. I don't know, for 5 infants for one person. And the other good one was making sure that unattended visits are unannounced visits are allowed from the parents. Like we could come in and check to make sure that they're not just pumping our child full of Benadryl. And let's see. Yeah. Oh, we asked about the extracurricular activities. This one actually, they have like dance. When the child turns 2, they have to start wearing a uniform, and they start doing like school, and they learn Spanish and all these different things. And they also do like dance classes once a week and karate once a week, and then you can pay extra for private piano lessons that are once a week. So we knew like within walking in within the first 5 minutes, like the cribs were all Pottery Barn. It was just super, super nice. It was a privately owned daycare, day school is what they call it. And it was just, as soon as you walked in, I knew it was going to be the right one. But since it was the first one, we decided we were going to go look at the other ones. So we walked into the other 2, and within 2 minutes, I was like, no. It smells like bleach in here. There's kids running all over. It's a chaos. There's no structure here. It was, and I'm not even going to name them because they were franchises, but it was awful. And so I guess my best kind of advice for that is just go with your instinct. You'll know if you found the right daycare. If it doesn't feel right, or if you have any sort of question in your mind that it's not the right one, then it's not. Like I said, when we walked into the first one, we knew, okay, this is a good one. This is one that we actually want on our list. And the other 2 that we walked into, it was within the first 5 steps into the door. I was like, no, I don't think so. Because the first one, the kids were all in their chairs, they were learning, it was super organized, and they had all the paintings and schoolwork that the kids had been doing, and it was more comfortable, I guess. I don't know. You'll know as soon as you see it, but that's kind of my advice for that. The only other thing that we have going on this week is, so it's Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Yay for turkey. The only thing that we're going to do, my mom and I are going to send out our invitations for the baby shower and kind of maybe get some of that stuff set up and make sure all the registry has everything that we need on it. And yeah, it's been kind of crazy. I'm ready for a break, so yeah. But I do start a new job in a couple of weeks, so I have had a couple of questions asked me about my job and how stable it is, and you know, that type of line. I just want to let you know that you are not allowed to be discriminated against when you're pregnant. So if you ever feel like you're just being harassed or someone has crossed the line, you need to talk to HR or document it. It's really, really important that you do that. And I've kind of learned that through this process. I've really fortunate this new company that gave me an offer. They, I told them up front, I'm 6 months pregnant. Are we okay with this? And they were 100% okay, and they were comfortable with that. So if a company ever makes you feel like any less of a person because you're pregnant or anything, don't hesitate to talk to your HR people. That's completely illegal, and I cannot stress that enough. So yeah, just be aware that legally you cannot be discriminated against pregnancy, race, any of that type of stuff, gender. And just because you're pregnant doesn't mean that you can't find a better career path. So just be aware. Like I said, I've had several questions about that before, and I've always kind of danced around it. But I think now that I've actually gone through it, I think that I can offer a little bit better advice. So that's my advice to you. Don't let it affect your career path. So I am done with my ramblings. It's about 15 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and do my measurements, and then I'll be done. Like I said, I'm up about 15 pounds, 14 and a half to 15, depending on the time of day, and which is about 2.5 to 3 pounds more than last week. I'm going to blame it on all the food from New York City because it was good, and there was a lot of it. But yeah. Okay. Let's see. I think I'll go this way. Might be able to see. There's my cat house. Oh, there's my little boy. Meow. Hi, kitty. He's cute. Okay. So I guess I'll just turn the shirt on first. This is the same outfit I think I had on in my last video. Alright. Here's up. Shirt on. And I feel like I'm showing a lot more now, but I'm obviously still pretty small. Hi, kitty. I think I was at 34 and a quarter last time I checked. And this week I'm at just a smidge over 34 and a half. So we're growing just a little bit at a time. Yeah, let's see it closer up. You can see her. She sits way down here. I think that means I'm carrying low. She sits pretty low. So yeah. So I will talk to you guys. I will be in Kansas City for my next update for 25 weeks. So happy Thanksgiving, and hope everyone travels safe and eats lots of yummy food.